Hello, people. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to have more fun, cool Star Wars talk. Shouldn't the issue with midichlorians being of plentiful and variety all over the galaxy, shouldn't there be a serious concern about who has them, who has the most out of them, who could use them in the most destructive ways? Because there's no telling what somebody's sensitivity to the Force might be. They said Anakin had more than 20,000 midichlorians, more than even Master Yoda. But how don't they know that there's not people out there with 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, and 60,000? Presumably that if Anakin has less than 30,000 or around it, he would be in the category of 30,000. But the Force might give somebody with 100,000 midichlorians. So there's no telling. So, but they know they have the means rather to determine specific amounts of midichlorians in every single body, person, and things. So the Jedi could have came up with an idea to do it nonchalantly during the Clone Wars. They knew that the Sith were behind the Clone Wars. They knew that the Sith had returned. They knew the Sith had a large-scale army and was working with the separatist unions. They knew that. So they knew that the Sith were there, but yet they didn't have scanner device or technology that could determine midichlorians. That you can put them in flying droids and bots. Just say they go past everybody and they scan everybody. That if the person has a high amount, then they make a note of it. You know, they don't instantly yell, "Stop! Crook! Thief! Get him!" They won't yell that, but they'll make a note of it, get facial recognition, and then turn in the information. Because it seemed like that galaxy in a whole didn't deem the Sith a very serious threat. And it was shocking as to the extent of the danger that any Sith Lord or Sith in general pose. Because if you study the history of Star Wars, there have been a lot of major Sith Lords that have done a lot of destruction and damage throughout the galaxy. And, you know, thousands of Jedis were killed in these wars, thousands of Sith. So the Sith are a serious matter of concern. But the Jedi and other people in the galaxy reject the notion of Sith. They put it in a type of fable or legend in which it's something that cannot happen, but rather it happened a long time ago, but it can't happen now. Despite the galaxy is still of the same climate. It still has the same elements in it. It still has the same personalities, the same types of species and creatures as it did thousands of years ago, more or less. So in other words, there's always been the bad side of that as well as the good side. But you know, on the bad side, you have crime families, crime lords, bounty hunters, criminals, smugglers, dope dealers, spice dealers. You have a wide variety of unsavory characters out there in the Star Wars universe, more of the same. And it seems like they're there because, yeah, people want these things. They want devices. So they must be provided that on a galactic scale. So it gets much, much bigger as you obtain much more in ways as far as galactic unification. The demand is still going to be high, but it might even be even bigger, higher, and more profitable. You know, because you're talking about the sheer numbers. You say like 1 trillion people that want Coca-Cola, it would make the stock prices shoot up. If you have 1 trillion people paying $1 or $1.59 or $3 for some Coke in this era, if they get a big one, that's so 3,000 people paying or 1,000 people paying $3, that means that's at least 3 trillion, right? If my arithmetic is right. So like in the Star Wars universe, people forget the fact in ways that it pertains to many planets. instead of just centering on it pertaining to the planet that is on and at the moment until they go to the next planet and the next one. Even what they don't show you matters when they show you that on screen. That's the nature of it in the situation. When you watch any Star Wars strange film, movie, animation, and they go to a particular world of a condition, the whole entire galaxy of planets is out there, and it matters just the same. And you're reminded of